So today I'll be explaining about this content enricher and this filter as well. So let me start with content enricher. So I have already explained about request reply, right? Hello?
Sorry, Karan, about which topic you already
Request reply.
Yeah.
See, I'll reiterate again.
Yeah.
So what request reply will does, if as a request is coming from the source, it will pass the request to the target system and it will get a response. Okay. But in meanwhile, what it will do, it will bypass, it will stop the request message coming from the source. Let us think. I'll just open the paint. I'll just show in pictorial box. Let us think this is source system A and this is system resource.
I think your screen is not shared yet.
It's not sharing.
Missing. I'm seeing a blank screen. I don't know. Narendra?
No, I can see. Good.
Maybe I need to refresh my. Okay.
See, let us think this is source system and this is the target system. Okay. I'll just show a pictorial representation. What is the exact difference of request reply and the content enricher, and post that I'll explain about how we are going to use content enricher. Okay. So let us think this one more system. Okay. Some third party, some legacy system. Okay. Now in our flow, see what we will be doing. Let us take another one. So this is the flow. Okay. From source, data will be moving to the target. But in between, I want to get a response. I want to get some data from legacy system. Okay. So let us think I'm using the legacy system data in between. In this between, I'm using this. Okay. Here, when I use request reply, what it will happen? If let us think a source is sending some data of 10 fields of data that's sending, the 10 fields, it's a request message. Request is message is coming. So that request message, it is going to the legacy system and some response is coming. So some other 5 fields of response is coming out, coming from legacy system. So if we use request reply, only that 5 fields of data will move to the target system. So all the data which is coming from the source, it will be stopped here itself if you use request reply. You mean to say it will stop the request and it will share only the response message to the target system. That is, if you use the request reply here. Okay. If you use request reply, it will stop the request message and send the response message. In case if you have the criteria like you want both the request message and the response message, then we can go for content enricher. You're getting? Content enricher is just an enhanced version of request reply, I can tell you. Request reply means it will stop the request and it will send only the response to the next step. Whereas content enricher means it will bring both the request message and response message together. Understood, guys? I'll show you practically. Okay, no need to. Hello?
Yes, Karan. Yeah.
I'm not able to see your screen. Maybe I'll disconnect and I'll log in again.
Yeah, I think more than join 2 times. Okay, meanwhile, Narendra, you're able to see, right?
Yeah, I can see. Correct.
Okay, so now let's move to CPI. I'll just show it in CPI. Okay. Not this way. Let me close few tabs. So the same design, now I'll show it in this one. I'll show how, this is the main thing. I said, right, content modifier, request reply, and content enricher. These 3 things, it's these are some regularly used palette options in CPI. So for that, I'll show how exactly the difference will be with what is that request reply and as well as content enricher. Okay. So now let me start with request references. One minute, I'm telling you. Let's send from Postman itself. So we'll use HTTP. We'll use something like see. I'm just putting like Content Enricher 6. Okay, just putting like that, and here I'll use a request reply. So request reply, all the connectors you can see it here in this are calls. Okay, in the calls I'm clicking on external calls. I'm clicking on request reply. I'm just placing it over here. Okay, now I'm using it to the receiver. So in receiver I have a cloud OData. I'm just selecting that. 1 minute, I'll just stop my screen. I'll just get some credentials. So now what I'll do from using a cloud OData URL, I'll be fetching the details. Okay, let me do that.
Are you sharing?
No, I
Karan?
just stop. I just stop this screenshot. Just a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, now I'm sharing it again. So now what I'll do, I'll just go to this one. Just giving the URL here. This is a cloud URL, okay? So for processing, I'll select some field. I'll tell you what will happen. See, now I have set in the OData class itself. So only when this connection will be all correct, then only it will move to the next step. If this connection is not okay, you will get error. Okay. This is a just test cloud data URL. So no authentication is required. So now we can directly go to step 2. See, now the authentication is valid. No authentication is there. Now let me select the fields. We'll just select some product, some any table. I'm selecting the fields as well. Okay, what are the fields are there? I'll select only some few fields of data. I'll select. Okay, let me list out some products. I have one scenario. I'll get from it. We don't want all the fields. Let's select only unnecessary issues. Let's select some few fields. Okay, enough. Or randomly can select all these fields. So now, as I said in the OData class as well, I'm repeating again. So whenever you select the OData system for the first time, I'm just selecting this entity here. The entity is products. So whenever you select for the first time, an EMX file will be generated as well as an XML file. If you checkbox this, a structure will also be generated. A structure is nothing but the XSD structure will also be generated. See, as soon as I click finish, now you'll get a pop-up like a EDMX file will be generated as well as an XSD will also be generated. So now I'm clicking on finish. Can you see here? EDMX file is created, file is also created. When you update for this next time, EDMX file will not be generated. I will show that now itself. See, now randomly what I'll do, I'll update any other field. I'll add one more field. Okay. Now I'll do finish. Can you see nothing got created? You're getting only for the first time when you create an EDMX file will be generated, an XSD file. If you uncheck that, check that, you'll XSD will also be generated. So now if I minimize this, and both the XSD, the AMX file, and also this XSD file which have been created. You can see it under resources tab. You see here under resources tab, you can see this is the XSD, this is the AMX file which has been generated. So for our case, we are not using those files. For me, what I want to show you is how this will be generated in real time, how it looks in the real time. Okay. So now let me save it. And deploy it. Not required. See, I just want to say about the functionality of request reply. See, if you select the request reply, you will not have any parameters here. By default, it is configured by the backend. So just we need to make sure that we are using this option. What it will happen, whatever the message is coming from the sender system, it will just stop that, and only the response that is coming from the OData system, it will pass to the next step. For that, let me get the input URL first. See, the endpoint URL, we have got it here. I'm just copying it. I'll just go to Postman. I'll just paste it over here. Okay, the XML also will change. I have one predefined XML. Okay, now I'll be triggering the iFlow here. The iFlow means when I trigger this, send a message, that message will come here, and the response, what will happen, what ideally will happen means, for better understanding, I'll put it like this. Okay, see, sender is sending the message and it's coming to request reply. So that request message is coming to the OData, and whatever the OData is sending back, only that response is going to this end message. And here, if you want, we can select the another receiver also. You can see, like, you can select this FTP also if you require. Like in other class, I said about FTP, right? So if you want, you can post it in the FTP also. Let's do this scenario so that it will be clear for you, better understand. Let me get that FTP details. And you just copy all these details. Director, just put, let's see, it's under the Content Enricher. See, actually here I'm not use Content Enricher. I'll just show the functionality of request reply. On top of that, I'll show how the Content Enricher will look. Okay. So I'll use no encryption, and credential name is FTP. Okay. And we'll create the directory, and whatever the files are there, we can append it. Okay. So now what will happen? See, this message, I'll trigger the message and I'll tell you that way better. I'll deploy this so that it moves to the cloud. So what will happen? See, the message which I'm sending from the postman here, it will come to the start, and from start it will come to the request reply, and that message will be sent to this OData cloud. Okay, and from here a response message will come, and only that response message will be posted to the FTP server. You're getting? What will happen here in this case means the request message which is sending from the postman, that will be stopped by this request reply. Only the response will be posted. That I will show you now itself. You're getting? So I'll trigger this. can come to here and see it how it looks. See, content enricher message is processed completely. Now what we can do, we can go to this FTP server and we can see how it looks. See what I have created here in server. I created a directory called CE, right? So now we can see there is a folder called by name. It's called created by name CE content enricher. Now if you open this, there is a text file test.txt. Okay, if you open that file, we can see the response. Can you see? This is the response received from this OData URL. If you see here, what I have did, I'll explain the scenario completely. What I have did, I have selected the products entity. Inside the products entity, I have selected product ID, unit stock, unit price, supplier ID, product name, category ID, quantity per unit, units and order. I have selected all these fields. You can see all these fields has come. Since I have not put any filter over there, so all these fields has come here. Can you see here? But you should also see that the message which I sent, the supplier's name, supplier ID, this has been stopped. Where it stopped means it has stopped at request reply message. So the message which is used from the request message, it is just coming here and getting stopped, and only the response message is getting posted to the actual receiver. So that is the functionality of request reply. You're getting, guys? Please respond. Hello?
Yes, yes, correct.
Clear, right, about request reply?
Yeah, clear.
See, request reply is very pretty straightforward. But whereas content enricher, what I do now, what I do in the same scenario means I will replace this request reply with content enricher. Okay. And what content enricher will do, I'll tell you. There are two different options content enricher. I'll tell one by one. Let's remove that. Now let's again go to this calls only. Now let's click on this external call and click on this content enricher. See, the name itself, it suggests content enricher means it will enrich the content of the message. So here we have two options in content enricher. See, unlike request reply, what it will do, it will just stop the request message and only the response it will send. But whereas content enricher, what it will do means it will add both, right? So for adding also, we have two algorithms, whether to add, combine, or to enrich. I'll tell you that one also. So here, see, if we need to select like this. If you see here, for 1 minute. For request reply, for every palette option, just placing it, I'll remove it again. For every palette option, you'll be having a simple small icons here. With experience, you'll come to know, by seeing itself, you'll come to know. Okay, this is request reply, this is a content enricher. Because in the runtime, they'll not keep all these actual names. They will change these names. You can change. If you see like this, you'll understand this request reply. If you put something like RR means, you'll not know what is this. But by seeing the symbol, we can come to know, okay, this is request reply. And one more thing, request reply means, see, let us think. If you want any additional receiver, you can get it from here. Okay, the very first box, the participants, you can get the receiver. Click that, sit here. So I'm just placing it. I'm not doing anything. See, if you see, you can see the difference. Request reply means the arrow mark, the connector will be towards the receiver, whereas content enricher means the connector will be towards the content enricher. You getting? it means it is combining both. If you see both the connectors will be towards content enricher, whereas request reply means it will be away from this one. And you can see the symbols as well. The difference between the symbol for request reply, content enricher, not only for this, for each and everything, there will be very small difference. Okay. So for now, I'll remove this request reply. So since we have already seen that, so now let's focus on this content enricher only. So now clicking on this content enricher, and under processing, if you see, there is aggregation algorithm. So we have two algorithms here, whether to combine or whether to enrich. Combine means what it will do means, it will combine two messages, means the request message and the response message, just one after the other. Now let's see one by one, okay? For this one, I'll just rename the file name as well. So for better understanding, instead of test, I'll put like C only here also. So now let me save as a version. And I'm deploying it. Okay. We are not given the OData, means when we copied it, everything went away. So we need to select it again. Connection. That's why I just copied and kept it here. I'm just giving this URL as well. You can note it down and you can practice after the session. Okay. There is no authentication, directly connected to that cloud URL. The processing. So I'm selecting the products fields here. So instead of selecting all the fields, I select first few fields. Okay. Now let me finish it. Now, what I'll do, I'll just go to Postman and I will trigger this interface with this data. Okay. I'm clicking on send. We can see it will be successful mostly. It will take some time. Maybe if I fail. Okay. Got some response. చెప్పు I'll enable the trace and I'll see what is there. So this is the only way where we can trace out the error. So we need to enable the trace and then we need to deploy it again, means trigger the message again. So we can see step by step where exactly it went wrong. You can go to logs, click on trace. Got failed here. Some issue in request message itself. Let me check whether this is valid XML or not. Because for content it is express valid XML. I'll just check in the online tool. You can see that some error is there. Supplier ID, there is a mistake. That is why it got is getting failed. This should be there. Because I just manually wrote this XML, that's why it's showing error. So let me go back and see if it's valid. Oh God. Supplier ID. They should be
There is
closed
one
back.
additional.
Tags and just checking.
And you need to remove that characters after 25, right?
No, yeah, this is this system. So 25 let it be. Oh God. One minute, I'll open new one. There's a mistake here.
Those characters after 55 again got copied, I think.
Yeah, now it's working. Now if you trigger this, it should work. Let me see. Let's go to our CPI. See, now it's completed. So now just this is also one of the learning, like how to do the error analysis. So whenever you see, whenever there is a failure message, so while developing or testing, immediately just enable the trace, and again, not instead of depending on the source system, what maybe it may be SAP system or it may be non-SAP system, you can take the test data and just trigger from the Postman tool. Okay, if it is a HTTP, so trigger from Postman tool, and then you can see where exactly it is failed. Whenever you see this envelope message, you can see, okay, from this, okay, source is sending the message, the error is here. So the error is not in the OData or in the second step. So if you have some 15 blocks or 100 blocks also, wherever the envelope is there you can see. And meanwhile, you can click it here as well. If you click on this into the arrow mark, you will get the clear description. And at the same time, you can also check here as well. You go to message content and you can check it here as well. So what is the status of the message at that particular point? You're getting right? So here itself we can see there is some quotations added. So that is why it got failed. So now, anyway, its message got successful. Now let's go to Drive HQ. Let me refresh it. So under CE, see now there is a file called CE_combine. So if I open this, can you see here? The complete structure of the message itself changed. That means whenever you use this content enricher, this XML tags will be coming by automatically. Okay. Here you will get multi-map message map 1. Means this is the first request message from here to here. You can see here. I just copy and put it in Notepad so it will be clear for you. Okay. Language XML. Can you see? This is the message till here. This is the request message. Okay, till here, this is whatever I highlighted. This is the request message. And in the beginning, you'll get the XML tags. After that, you'll get the request message. And from here, this is the response message. Can you see? Both the messages are getting added. Whereas in request reply, what was happening? This request message was getting stopped. Are you seeing the difference, right?
Yes, Karan.
Request reply, only one message. Whereas a content enricher, you will get both the messages. But you should also keep in mind, like whenever you use this content enricher, these XML tags, the header tags, it will be added automatically. We are not doing anything, but it is getting added automatically. Okay. So now let's move on to next. This one only, content enricher only. We have one more algorithm called Enrich. So we'll not change anything here. In connection, we will move. Sorry, content enricher. We'll go to content enricher. Under processing, we will move to, instead of combine, we will be using enricher. Enricher means what means? So let us think, I want this message to be inserted somewhere. Instead of coming message 1 after message 2, I want message to be message 2, mean the response message to be inserted in the request message. You're getting right? So that is one algorithm, means enriching the content of the message. Combining means just first message, it is just like addition, 1 plus 2. Enriching means we are inserting the response message in the request message. So now what I'll do here, but they are given where to, so you can see this is the original message or the request message. Okay. Lookup message or the response message. I said you this is called lookup, means we are looking for some data in between. This is the original request message. This is the original response message or the target message target. But in between, what we are doing, it is just normal English terminology only. We are looking for something outside. So that is called lookup message. You can call it as lookup message, or else you can call it as response message also. Okay. So here we know the data of what we are sending, right? So here we are sending supplier ID and all. So what I'll do, by using the supplier ID, I will combine this message. Okay. For that, let's go to CPI. In content enricher, under processing, we have this original message. So what is the original message? I just go to this here. Supplier side, the first one. I'll just select this up in the main parent tag. I'll select it here. Okay. Suppliers / supplier. Okay, see here. Under suppliers, we have supplier, right? I'm just putting as supplier / supplier. And here we need to give the key element. Key element means what is a common element for both. If you see here, even in the request reply, we have supplier ID. Even in the response, we have the supplier ID. So based on supplier ID, we are enriching this message. So what I'll do, I'll just copy the supplier ID and I'll give it both in the key element of the request message as well and the lookup message as well. The same thing I will give. Okay. See, this supplier is common. Path to node, what I'm giving, suppliers/supplier request message. In the lookup message, what I'll give, you should only tell, see, this is the response message from here. What I'm going to select, see the first C, I'll just, for your thing, understanding, I'll just give spaces. See, better clarification. Now you will get some clear picture. Okay. See, this is the request message, the above one. The below one is the response message. What I given in the original message, I have given suppliers/supplier. The common ID is supplier ID. Supplier ID. So the lookup message means products / product. Okay. You getting? If you have any doubts, please let me know.
Suppose if you want to add one more lookup and original, is it possible here?
No. Only one. One lookup means again you can add. Again content enricher again you need to do.
Okay. One more content enricher.
One more. See this. What now? What will happen? See, let us think. Now we are adding A plus B. Now if you want to add C, then again A plus B plus C. If you want to add 5 names, again calls.
Correct. Yeah.
Now I'm saving as a version. And now let me deploy it. Successfully deployed. So now if you go and search for monitoring, it will be successful. Oh, sorry, it's just deployed. Okay. We should not get confused. It's just deployed. We have not triggered the message. If you want to trigger the message, we need to go from Postman. So for better understanding, just change the file name. Okay. So that we'll get one more file. We will not replace it. I just go to edit and in the target, I'll just change instead of C combine, I'll put it as Content Enricher _ Enricher. Enrich. Okay. I'll save it as a version. I'll deploy it. So now we can go back to Postman and trigger the same message. It's triggered. Now you can see now the message monitoring. There is a message processed at 110. Okay. Now let's go to this. Let's refresh it. So now if you can see, there is a message reached with Content Enricher _ Enrich. Now if you click on, you can just click on this. Now you'll see. Can you see? Under supplier ID, it got inserted. After supplier ID, all these product details, it came into picture in this product. You're getting right? Supplier, and the next second supplier ID, whatever it is there, it got inserted. See, the source request message tag is supplier. The ending also supplier only. In between, we have inserted the response message.
Can you scroll this message up?
Yeah, see. This is a request message. After the supplier ID, the response message has been added.
But we have not mentioned supplier ID in that path, right? We just mentioned suppliers and supplier.
No. We have given unique name is supplier ID. This one, key element.
Okay. Supplier.
So this is we are telling supplier's ID. This is the start one. So what is happened? This is the start. So that will be ending. Supplier supplier. That is the start. That is ending. Whichever is not highlighted. You can see in the bottom. Suppliers supplier. So that is what we have given here. Suppliers as supplier. So
Okay.
lookup means from products dot product you get it for me and add after the supplier ID. I have got this products dot product and added here after the supplier ID.
Okay.
But what about the other supplier ID, Karan, in the lookup? Can you go to the cloud integration?
No, in the top also there is 55 supplier ID, right?
Yeah, this after the second one it has added. It will add. After the last one it will add.
Oh, after the last one. Okay.
So this is just the functional. If you want to combine, see it will be you can add. I mean, by using message mapping and all, you can manipulate many ways. This is just a algorithm like either for combining you can add 1+1. Like first message, after that second message immediately. For that all the XML tags will come. If you don't want like that, and if you want to add insert in between, you can do like this. If you don't want this one also, if you want to play around like this, I mean completely. If you want to play around, then you can go for message mapping directly after this. What is message mapping and all, that will be a complete, I mean, I'll take at least like 4 to 5 hours. That I'll tell in the further sessions, okay? Any questions till now?
Yeah, Karan, can you go to that content, the cloud integration?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this other lookup message? Sub product key element supplier ID. What is it? Why we mentioned again supplier ID?
So here, this one. Where to start? There is just a unique element for supplier ID. If you see here, 1 minute I'll tell you. Let just give a minute. See why it has added means I'll tell you. Here the data what we have filtered is there is a supplier ID called 25. If you see the same
Yeah.
data, let me change the data and see. I'll just show. Even I have some doubt. Let me change this data. Wait. Now I'll change this to 55. Now I'll change this to 25. Now this is fine. Then it should come in the first package. So I'll change the name as well. So that is for uniqueness, just to find combine where we need to combine. So just I'll show that one as well. Even I am having a small doubt. Now if this should work, so it should come, it should add it in the second one. I just add content enricher underscore 2. It's deployed. Go to Postman, triggered. Go to this one. Still the message has not come. Yeah, sorry, that is my mistake. So that supplier ID means that is a unique, I mean, way to combine. Okay. There are many IDs, like there are 2 IDs, right? So now if you see, it is added in the first ID itself. Earlier it added in second ID, right? So for that message display, what I added, I just interchange the IDs. It is just for the uniqueness we give where to add. In supplier ID we have given. So since we have given the value also 25, so at that particular value, it is just adding it. You can see the difference, right? Hello?
So it has mapped the supplier ID 25 records from both the products and
No. Wherever, see, it has checked, okay, in this response also there is a supplier ID 25. So whenever we gave the supplier ID, it has matched, and immediately after the supplier ID having that 25 value, the response message has come into place.
If we have 55 also in the product supplier ID, then we will get under 55.
Yes. No, not this many times. It will come for only one time.
Okay.
It just for first time you will get it. And if at all you don't want all these things, you want to do, you want to add under name or something else, then you can go for message mapping. You can define our own structure and you can map it. That is completely customized. That I will tell in the message mapping class.
Okay.
Clear about this?
Yeah, clear. No, let's say in the message content, if there is one more element with 25, so it will append there also, right? This content.
No, ideally it will not add. It will not add this many times. But maybe you are asking very good questions. Let me try it. Let me add. I have not tried those probabilities. Let me try that. Let me do here. Now let me see. Ideally, it should add only once. Okay, now I had it 2 times. Let me see. Oh, it's adding.
2 times it add. Yeah.
No, sorry, it's appended. Sorry, this is one more mistake. You know what mistake happened? Not 2 times, it added 4 times. So we didn't change the file name here. I'll tell that one also. So in FTP channel, what we did, we have selected like append. You see here, hand for existing file, whatever the data is coming. So for the same file, it will be adding. You getting?
It will append in the last as well as in between wherever that match
This
is
was
there.
the message when we triggered for the first time.
Yeah.
Wait, I will highlight. Let me copy it. Wait, better to copy and put it in Notepad. I'll show it here. So till suppliers, till here. This was our first triggered message.
Yeah.
Till here, sorry. Okay. This was the message when we triggered for the first time. Okay. Since in the FTP channel, we use the append option, what will happen? Whenever the message is coming, under the same file, in the below, it will be keep on adding. You getting? If your 100 messages coming, all the 100 messages will append here only, the same only. Now, second time, what happened? This is the response. It added 2 times.
But Karan, we have given another 25 in the message.
Yeah, it added 2 times. That's what it added 2 times. This is the second message you see here. No, this probably even I didn't try. Maybe Gordon, you asked me the good question. So it added 2 times. You can see here, right?
Yeah.
Now this one I'm telling, since we use this append option, it's coming both the messages in one place.
So the total lookup happened 3 times here, right?
No, 2 times. See, this is the first message. I'll tell you.
That is the input message you're saying. Okay.
When we triggered for the first time. So now if I trigger, the message will increase. Again, under this, again, new message will come. The same file name, new message will come again.
So if you trigger it again, so it will bring that second section again, right?
What will happen? See the same message, it will come and place it again. If you see here, if I trigger again, it will come like this.
Got it.
So it will keep on appending. So these things you can play here. If you see here, handling for existing files you have, right? Yeah, whether to fail or whether to ignore, whether to override. Override means it will replace.
But once we trigger the message, that session would get complete, right? Why it is adding to the old previous message again, Karan?
You see, there is a directory here and we are given the file name. Normally we will not give the file name. Okay.
Oh, okay. I got it. It is appending in the FTP. Okay.
Yes, it's happening in the FTP. So what we'll do, we'll not do this. what will happen, whatever source is sending, with the same file names, it will go and add. In case there is a custom requirement, like I need to add some file name, then we add the file name. Now what is happening? One more message is coming. So if I add append, let us think some customer records are coming. I want to add all the customer records for the 24 hours. So I can append it here. Not only for 24 hours, whenever it's coming, to keep on appending to that file.
So if file is there with the same name, it will append, otherwise it will create the file. That's it, right?
Yes. We should enable the option here. See, for create directory also, we should check this one. Otherwise, it will not create the directory also.
Okay.
See, as I check this one, then only it is gone creating. If you see, this is the directory. C is a directory. Even in real time also, we need to create like this only. Only when we enable this option, you'll be able to create the directory. If you by chance, if you uncheck this one, it will not work.
How to give the file name dynamic, Karan?
Dynamic means?
I mean,
See,
like
you can externalize this one. I said you right. You can.
Okay, correct. Yeah.
You can externalize this one, and maybe in whatever. Let us think. Source is sending some customer name, and what you want with that the customer name. Let us think Karan, Gordon, or Naren, whatever the names are coming. So whatever the customer is coming with the same name, you want the file name to be created. So what you'll do, that file name you create as a using content modifier, you declare as a header or property. Let us think for a property you declare. The property you will call it here. Like
Okay.
just you'll call like this. Name.txt you'll keep it. So dynamically you call that name and it will add it. You're getting right?
Yeah.
Okay, this iFlow will be there because since you have the access, you can check, and maybe if you're having any doubts, you can reach out to me. And can you check, guys, if you're able to access? I'll log out this one because sometimes if one person is able to log in, the other people are not able to log in. So I'll log out now. So I'll just give 5 minutes after you can check whether one of you can try. With the same email ID, just give forget password. You'll get a password link to your mail ID. If you click on that, you'll directly able to see this access. If you want the CPI link also, I can give it. So this is the CPI link, direct link. Instead of going for path by path, this is the direct path. So whenever you see the IT spaces you see, right? This will be your CPI tenant URL. This will be your host name, starting from 4D till API 21. For everything, this hana.ondemand.com/IT spaces, this will be common. Is somebody trying?
Yeah, I just clicked on that link. Yeah, I could see.
You could log in, right?
Yeah, I could log in and I could see this monitor, configure, I mean, build, develop, discover, everything is there.
Okay, good. You can create one package. Maybe we can make your Narendra Govardhan. You can create your own package. Do not disturb any. I mean, there are people who is from previous batches of the. Sometimes they'll also be using. So do not disturb those things. So you can create your own package and you can do. So whatever the iFlows which we create and which we do, it will be present under here. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. It's called a filter. Because actually I need to list down the topics today which I have already completed. I just put it in the drive itself, so that I'll not make sure like topics are not getting repeated. Hello.
Yeah. So filters we started.
I said right, node list, node, string, boolean.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to the next topic. Okay, the same interface that I'll tell you. I'll explain about multicast and router both. Okay, theoretically I'll tell. So since you are having the access, you can practice it. So if you're not coming, I'll tell you in high level on complete in the deep level only. So let's take one by one. So I'll take multicast. Okay, what is meant by multicast? So and see, I'll tell you. So all the transformations will be present here. You see a transformer, right? This is called transformer icon. So here, I mean, whenever we are doing any transformation, if you want to do any transformation for that message, so this will be present. 1 minute, please. Sure. This will be present here. So and whenever you want to route the message to any particular path, so all those things it will be present here. If you see there's a diamond shaped symbol, right? So it is called message routing. All the message routings, so it will be present under message routings. Okay, so you can click here. So all these things. So let me tell what I have covered. I have already covered content modifier, converter, and filter. Right. The other things I'll cover in further classes. So now let's I'll cover some two small topics. So one is multicast and one is router. Rather than multicast, we use this router also very regularly. So now let me discuss say about what is multicast. So multicast means, so let us think, I'll select parallel multicast, okay, for an example. So the name itself suggests parallel multicast, equal multicast, okay. And I can relate this to you know the serial lights, right? So the bulbs, how we use serial connection, parallel connection. Hello.
No.
Normal serial lights which we put to for festivals and home or for temples.
Okay.
Serial lights,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The similar concept. So here, let us think parallel multicast means. So let us think there is, for an example, there are two receivers. I'll just frame this message. Okay, just give me some time. I'll just frame this message and I'll tell you how it will be here. I'll use one more end message. Let us think something like JMS something. Let us keep like this in place. Okay. Let us put one more for an example. See, like this, you can use as many messages as you want. There is no limit. So what I'm doing here, I'll tell you. Let us think I'm using a mail. So what I'm doing here means the same message, I'm sending a copies to an FTP server, a copy to JMS server, a copy to a mail server. It's just like I'm sending copy of the message. Let us think one source is sending a message. I want to send the same message to different receivers. Okay. Simply, you can use this multicast and you can give it to different receivers. There is no any configuration for parallel multicast. If you see, if you click on parallel multicast, you do not have any configuration, just like as in request reply. You're getting, we can just give this, I mean, you can use as many branches as you want. You're getting right. So means the copy of, see now what happened, only for FTP we did. Now, if you trigger, what will happen? If you, I mean, now we are not yet configured this JMS and mail. So if you configure, what will happen? The same message, we can see it in the FTP drive. The same message we can see in the JMS queue. The same message we can see it in the mail server also. At a time, we'll get 3 things. So what is the functionality here means? All the 3 things will be processed parallelly. You're understanding, right?
Yeah. So only a receiver will be there. There is no like request reply.
You can do functionality also. You can do, see, again, you can do content modifier here again. You can
Okay.
again transform this message in this branch.
Okay.
You can again use filter. Let us think I want to filter. For like you can do whatever you want again. For clarity, I'll put like this. You're getting right? In branch, again, you can filter. Again, you can do any type of transformation. But what is happening, the same, see, not only to the receiver, when you want to come means do some what you can say, you want to create a copy, you want to create a Xerox of that, then you can do. If you want to combine, again, also you can combine. That I'll tell you in further classes.
Okay.
So if you want to divide, then you can use parallel multicast. The major functionality advantage of parallel multicast is if you create 10 branches also, all the 10 branches will be executed at the same time. But the major disadvantage is also there. That is called processing time. If some huge message is coming, I mean some very big size message is coming, and if you go for parallel multicast, let us think some 100 MB file is coming, and we have used for 10 branches, 100 into 10 means it will go for 1 GB. At a time, 1 GB will be processing. You're getting right? System performance will be getting affected. When you deal with a huge amount of master data or a huge amount of data, the system performance will get affected. But the advantage is all the branches will process at the same time, and each branch is independent of the other. You're getting right?
Yeah.
So now I'll remove this parallel multicast. So now I'll use sequential multicast in between. Same again, I'll connect to sequential multicast also. So by seeing it will also look same only. See, the name itself is suggests called sequential multicast. Sequential multicast means the name itself means sequence. The messages will process in a sequence. What will happen? Branch 1 will be message comes here, go to sequential multicast, it will go to end message, okay, FTP server completed. Then again it come here, okay, JMS server completed. Then again it will come here, again mail server is completed. By any chance, why I said serial lights means, by any chance if one bulb is not working, in that series all the bulbs will not glow. The same thing, if by any chance, let us think the JMS server is down, then the other branches will not be executed. Let us think FTP server is down. Then branch 2, branch 3 or till branch 10, all the branches will not be processed. It will stop there only. Whereas in parallel multicast, it is independent, means even if second branch fail also, 10th branch will be processed. But here it is dependent. So when we go for parallel multicast, when we go for sequential multicast, that purely depends on the interface requirement. You're getting right? Let me know if you're having any questions on this.
So, so if we use parallel, I mean, sequential multi-branch, it should definitely be a synchronous messages only, right?
No. Asynchronous only. It should be completed. Let us think there are some FTP server data is wrong. It got failed. We're not expecting response. You are
that
getting
means synchronous only, right?
No, we are not getting wrong. You're not getting, I mean, you're not, see, no point of expecting a response. Only thing is this branch should be processed. It should post the message.
Oh, okay. So it is asynchronous.
If posting is failed, then the processing of the interface will stop there itself.
Okay, it doesn't care about the response. It is just only sends.
See, let us think the server is down, FTP server is down. So posting is not happening. So immediately what will happen? JMS will not be processed. It will not process. It will fail there itself.
Okay.
So that is the major disadvantage. Advantage means when you're dealing with huge amount of data, so by default, you need to go with sequential multicast only. So what will happen? It will, step by step, it will take.
Sequence first, second, third. Where do we define? Can you show me once again?
By default, I'll tell. That is the next step. I'll tell now only. So by default, here if you see branch 1, branch 2, branch 3. So this is the sequence.
Yeah.
So if you want to change the sequence, okay, you want branch 2 to be executed first. Again, you don't need to go and do again alterations and all. Okay, you can simply select the sequential multicast, drag up. If you see here, you have the routing sequence. You see, this is the sequence order. Sequence order, branch 1, branch 2, branch 3. This is the order. Now I want to what my heart is I suspect that okay, first mail should go, then only FTP and JMS should work. Mail means branch 3 should work first. So what I'll do, I'll just scroll up. I'll select this branch 3. As soon as I select this branch 3, you can see it here. Move up, move down. I'll select this move up.
Okay.
You can see. Now what will happen? Branch 3 first, again branch 1, again branch 2. Now I want branch 1 to go down. I can arrange it here. Which sequence should get first? Means okay, there is a suspicion like okay, FTP server is very unstable, so that might be failing very often. So what I'll do, I'll put this FTP server at the end, the last branch. Just like here, if you see, first branch I have kept it here. Now what will happen? Branch 3 will be executed first, branch 2 next, and then branch 1. You're getting right?
Yeah.
Clear about when to use parallel multicast, when to use sequential multicast?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'll just delete this for here for time being. 1 minute. I'll delete this one as well. Let's remove this branch as well. Okay. See, sequential multicast means only this functionality. But for parallel multicast, we have another functionality also. Okay, I'll tell that. Now I'll remove this sequential multicast. See, if you practice it, you'll get a lot of doubts. So you can practice after the class. So I'll just use parallel multicast now. See, this joining and all I'll tell you in the next class. But for now, I'm just showing how we can do this. Okay. Let us think there are two segments in a message. For one segment, I need to do certain type of transformation. For another segment, I need to do certain type of transformation. Okay. Or any message mapping, something like that. Okay. You just assume. Okay. So what I can do means I'll just design and I'll show how it look. Okay. So from parallel multicast, I'm selecting the content modifier again from parallel multicast. I'm going to filter, and now what I'll do, I'll just go to some join or something. I'll tell you in further classes what is join, what is gather. I'll tell you. It can be used like this also. I'm just designing that set. Okay, no, I'm not making it work. I'm just designing it. You're getting it right. So what I'm doing, so sender is sending a message, it's coming to parallel multicast. I'm doing a copy of the message. In one copy, I'm doing some type of transformation. In another copy, I'm doing another type of transformation. And later what I'm doing, I'm combining both the messages and processing it to the single server only. So these two branches will be processed parallelly only. Not only the main motive reason behind to tell this design means, so not only while posting to the receiver, parallel multicast is used, it is also used when you want to do different type of transformations for different branches. For example, I'll tell you, let us think the data is there like this. For this branch, you need to do one type of transformation. For this branch, you need to do one different type of transformation. For this branch, you need to do another type of transformation. Like different you need to do. Then what you do, you create 3 branches like this. See, like this, you can create one more branch. I'll tell you. I'll use one more content modifier. From parallel multicast, I'll give to this. Again, from this content modifier, I'll give to this. I'll drag a bit down. You're getting right? It's clear. See, from parallel multicast, first branch, second branch, third branch. Again, immediately I'm combining. What will happen? All these 3 branches will be processed parallelly, but 3 different type of transformations for different segments, and again combining and then processing immediately. You're getting? See, for real-time example, I can tell you. Let us think a student is coming. There are some in a file. We are getting some student details. In all the student details, we have got the marks of the students. So now in the first branch, what we do, whoever the students has passed, we are filtering that. The second branch, whoever the students has failed, we have filtered. In third branch, who have below average something based on some criteria, and we did some type of transformation. We got some classification of data, and then we combined and then we processed. You're getting? Combined, I mean to say, let us think we are getting hundreds of data, and first student may be passed, second student may be failed, third student is average, fourth student is below average. It is in zigzag order. Now we want to filter complete order. Now what we'll do, we'll pull all the past students, means average students, second step, third step failed students. Now we will combine everything. What will happen? First, in the top, we'll get students passed, and after students average, and after students in failed. I'm just telling some example which I got to the mind. You're getting?
Yes, yes, Kevin.
No, let me know if you're missing something over here.
No, it's clear. Unless we practice that, we'll then only we'll have doubt.
For time being, what you can do, you can at least use 2 branches and see how it will work for parallel multicast, how it will work for sequential multicast, how both are working. You can enable the trace and you can see those things.
Yeah.
Oh, let me reload this one. My session got expired. It's loading. I think both people opened the same server, I think, right? Trial account.
Yeah, I have opened.
Okay, log out. Because sometimes
Okay.
if multiple people are working, it becomes slow.